Oh, hello. My name is Omnis or Chris. You can call me either. And this is going to be your first interaction with this system. I am playing Marco, a guy who, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the line that was said earlier. Yeah, he's a pro esports dude, 100%. Plays plays fantasy, FPS league, whatever the equivalent of this world's like either Overwatch or Valorant that's non-problematic is. Uh that's what he is.
Hello, I'm Becca. Use any pronouns because I just had a crisis right when we started this call. And I will be playing Lillian, who uses she, her pronouns, who is a returned and is kind of a outdoorsy, kind of roguish type.
Hey y'all, Brandy. I'm going to be playing a Siamese catkin called Echo. She's a bit of a zapper, has a way with the magic of the electric variety, so she tends to stay away from electrical things because she fries them. Meow.
Hello, I'm Max. I use he, they pronouns, and I will be playing Onyx, who is a fell folk who uses they, them pronouns, and they are a very charming but not particularly dexterous engineer.
And you should be able to hear me now. Hi. This is so once again. This is System Crash. This is the thing where we play a TTRPG, and I really haven't prepped much of anything except for what's in my brain pan right now. I am Anita. My pronouns are she, they. I am the judge this evening, and we are playing a game called Simply Six, which is from EN Publishing, written by Russ Morrissey, who also did the Awfully Cheerful engine. And it's a fast, universal role playing game. So we are right now just playing a setting that I built up because I was writing a story about it, and I just decided, hey, let's just throw some characters at this world and see exactly what happens.
Hmm.
Now, our story begins, I guess. Do we want to just get right into the story? Let's go. Let's get into the story and what this means. Our story begins with two brothers making a deal. Rim and Rastor made a bet with the whole of creation at stake. If good would outweigh evil, Rastor would win. Now, if evil outweighed good, Rim would win. And the balance held for a time until the schism. The forces of good fired the first shot and threw the world out of balance. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but in that moment, in attempting a deciding blow against the forces of darkness, good prevailed, using evil means. Soldiers on the battlefield realized that healing arts no longer held sway. Clerics, now powerless, went home, unable to heal the wounds of those left behind. And so, the world moved on. It's unclear which god won the bet that day, but you can make a pretty good guess as to who. The world moved on, eventually progressing, technology aided by magic. Though healing arts were broken, ingenuitive ways were created to sort of get around that. What's known as palliative magic, is what sort of reigns supreme in this. We're in what is considered a modern era. Technology is considered to be a little supreme, but aided with the magical arts, of course, and corporations rule everything. The PallyMag Corporation probably being one of the most prominent because, hey, they're the only ones that can sell you healing. And so, we pan out on a sprawling city. There are, in fact, flying beings, creatures, scouting throughout the city, but it zooms in on a small pub. It's called Jonas Place. And inside, tending bar, is sort of a scruffy, middle-aged man, like, think Joel from Last of Us, more than likely, like a little daddy. And you all are patrons of this particular establishment, and occasionally Jonah throws you a job every once in a while. Nothing too terribly shady, but not necessarily things that are legal or on the books. More or less, you're, for lack of a better term, you're think a magical world's equivalent. Think Shadowrun with more magic. This is magic punk, is what this is. So why don't we just go around? You find yourselves all sort of at a table having a discussion of the day. Who are we looking at? Describe them for me, and just sort of say what kind of conversation would you be holding in this moment?
I'm really sorry about what I did to your hair, Lillian.
Yeah,
I will.
it's fine.
I'll buy you any drink you want tonight, and tomorrow we can go and get some like really good conditioners or something, and
It so often goes kind of up into that kind of Bride of Frankenstein thing. It's just kind of its natural state almost. I try to do anything else with it, but it doesn't really seem to. Can you please sit down? You're getting your little paws all over the table. Please sit. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Not you. No.
Oh.
There is a bar cat.
Yes. This one. Getting your tail in my drink.
People, if the bar cat shows up to your table, usually it's a good sign. It's good luck attached to it. If you make friends with the bar cat.
Yeah.
Now, what do Lillian and Echo look like?
I can go, I suppose. Lillian is like deathly pale with like a kind of purple rotted tinge to the flesh. Like the like flesh around like the knuckle bones is kind of missing. But like aside from that, she's dressed just like in very like obviously thrifted like leather like jackets and just like kind of like doesn't super care about like the fashion. Is just like this is these are the clothes that I need, and it's just like jeans, like t-shirt, leather jacket, and I guess hair is currently up like Bride of Frankenstein style, kind of like zapped up into place. Yeah.
And Echo. Tell me about
Echo.
tell me about Echo.
She's a looks like a tall, she's probably, I don't know, 5'11". She's a looks Siamese cat looking. Um, she has really piercing blue eyes. She's very slender and she moves kind of quickly. Um, as electricity kind of it almost looks like she has a little bit of a like an echo to her because her hair is kind of always a little staticky, and her clothes are always a little bit staticky, and she kind of just has like an electricity to her. She wears a long blue, really dark blue crushed velvet trench coat, with big buttons, big blue buttons that kind of in the light they kind of shimmer with iridescence. And underneath she has leather pants, dark, either blackish blue leather pants, and kind of a black kind of it has like a little flutter to it shirt with like a tall collar. It kind of flutters around. And it kind of with all of the flutter, like everything just kind of looks like it's always just kind of moving just a tiny bit. And she always makes sure that every glass and everything she touches is glass. And so she's got a tall like glass like beer stein. And she kind of she likes to kind of tilt it on the table, and she kind of tilts in the chair a bit too. She probably takes a few too many chances. So as she's talking, she kind of leans back in the chair a bit, and you can see like the electricity go behind the chair to kind of lean her back up. And she kind of, makes this like she just plays with it all the time. And so she kind of dances with the glass and then takes a sip.
And I think at this point, Bar Kitty, because Jonah is known for a lot of things, good drinks, half decent food, but naming conventions aren't one of them. The cat is simply known as Bar Kitty. It's a little calico thing. Has sort of hopped out of your lap, Lily, and it started to play a little bit with that glass with Echo before sort of turning its attention and staring directly at Marco.
I am going to pet the cat, though I'm still I've got in my hand a small, I'm gonna say we got phones, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I am
they're
watching.
basically like a souped up version of a sending stone.
Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna say I'm watching the rest of a tournament that my team has been eliminated from. Uh we were, and that's probably why I'm here. I'm just like, I probably should go cool down because I had a little fit. Uh it, and I'm like, okay, this is all right. I can pet the cat.
Starts batting at your
Yeah.
phone.
Listen,
Like,
listen.
or does that thing that cats do when they headbutt your phone?
Oh yeah, pay attention to me.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh
because you are paying attention to the phone and not the cat, and that's what's most important.
That's your crime.
Yeah, it's a crime.
yeah, all right.
Crimes.
I I turned the phone off and put it in my pocket. Like I'm not gonna close Jolt, the streaming service that I'm watching.
Um,
Uh
Now that you have turned your full attention to Bar Kitty turns and instead looks at Onyx.
Uh, Onyx is chronically overworked, the type that feels bad saying no to a job because they know their own skill level, um, and know that it's easier for them to just do the work rather than to watch other people fumble with it and only to be hired later. And so, in this moment of time off, I think they're essentially just trying to like become inebriated before responsibility can come, and they're holding the straw of a drink that is like something like a Long Island, like just like truly packed with alcohol, and you can watch like the level on the glass just slowly sink downward, and they stop and cough as the cat looks at them and go, "Can I help you?" Well, you can't have any of this. And they'll put their hand out for the kitty too.
There's a little headbet, but then immediately goes up to your glass, sniffs it, and then does that stink face.
I told you.
And then after sort of seeing everything, seeing that people are interested in paying attention to Bar Kitty, this is all that she needs, and she sort of hops off, and then hops back up onto the bar where Jonah sort of gives some little scratches and says, "Go on upstairs." It's a quiet night. There's not very many patrons in the bar. There's like a group of two dudes in the corner just sort of like getting off their late night shift at their corporate job. It could be if you wanted it to be. Just two like suits, just like drinking away the end of their day. It's getting late. Like they're not like they're not too blasted off their asses, but they're just sort of like, all right, we should probably this is like the last. They're just like finishing up their last drink, and then they're just like, okay, we got to catch the train in like just a little bit. And just when like you think things are going like just a little bit more quieter than normal, the doors to this place sort of burst open, and there's this man comes in being held up by this sort of smaller woman. He's a little on like the older side, and she's about 20 something, dark skin, dreads, and just sort of brings him in. Who's good at spotting things?
I
I
don't
am
know if
not-
any of us took perception.
I don't think so. That was one of the things I was thinking about doing too. I'll still roll though.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure. This will be our first roll of the game.
What do you roll for just like a standard skill?
3d6.
Just
3d6.
3d6.
Uh,
And your default target is always 10, is going to be 10.
well, lucky
Nope.
me, I hit a 12.
I'm
Got it.
not paying attention to anything.
I got a sassy little 7. So no.
I got an 8.
Uh, the
11.
anybody that rolled above a 10 notices this guy looks hurt.
That's not good. Marco's kind of like eyeballing the situation. I think I really described what Marco is like, but he's an average build, dark skinned man. short, short cropped hair, uh, and he's probably got like his left ear pierced like 3 different times, uh, wearing some anime earrings, and uh, he he kind of watches to see if there's a panic or if the guy is just like, oh, you fell down outside and now we need to sit you down somewhere.
I will also say that all of you notice she is wearing full plate armor that looks like she just stepped out of a Renaissance fair.
Is the guy wearing plate armor?
No, he's not. And the older gentleman makes eye contact with Jonah, and Jonah sort of looks at your table real quick and says to the two guys at the bar, "All right, fellas, it's time to settle up your tab. We're closing early tonight." And just sort of like wrangles them both up without, and sort of pivots them in a way so they don't actually see the two of them, and begins to usher them out the door.
Okay.
All right. Finish my drink as quickly as possible.
But I think Jonah also shoots you a look that just sort of says, "You're cool. Stay where you are for now."
I know.
I'm 100% going to, because I have a feeling that this is going to result in us getting a job or some kind. I'm going to put back on my jacket, because I'm wearing one of those team shirts for Aura, and got to cover up my username. I don't want anyone to know that I'm Shady Sloth on the internet.
Shady Sloth?
Onyx pulls out from one of many pockets, like a roll of electrical tape, and hands it to you.
So you can stick it
Echo
on top
walks
of the
behind
name.
Bar,
Yeah,
grabs a bottle of whiskey. I think he's gonna need that.
It is on the back, so I just put it on my jacket.
As soon as the two corp dudes are out the door, Jonah locks the front, like settles the bill with them, locks the front, and then says, "Get him up at the table. What the hell just happened?" And you hear the way that she speaks. The older man is. The older man just says, she just showed up out of nowhere, and I had to bring her to you. And Jonah says, "What? Ryland is the name of the older gentleman. What the fuck just happened?" I don't know. 1 second there was nothing. The next second there was a flash of light. She was there, and then security from one of the corps showed up. I don't know how or why. They just started firing, and I took hit, and I told her to get us here. And she just sort of looks at all of you, and she looks like a fish out of water right now.
All right.
Echo's gonna walk over with a bottle and some glasses, set them down, just quietly.
I like your cosplay. It's really nice. Really good, like metallic kind of sheen on that EVA foam.
Cosplay? These words are strange.
Okay. Like, like it's like, dressing up like a costume.
And then she just sort of looks, and she's like, "Is one of you going to heal him?"
We don't do that here.
Good.
Never mind, I'll do it myself. And she puts her hands on this gentleman, and the wound begins to stitch itself shut. And all of you have heard stories about healing magic. None of you have ever seen it. This was like generations
Wait.
upon generations ago. Sometime at some point, it was almost a rumor that this sort of ability even existed.
I am very interested in this. I'm gonna walk over there and look at this. Um,
You all are witnessing nothing short of a miracle. The old man sort of looks at Jonah and says, "Now do you understand why I brought her here? Do you?" And Jonah just
uh, all right. Well, uh, I look at the person in the armor. Uh, what can we call you?
um. Well, my name is Mara.
Mara. Okay. Um, how long have you been able to do that?
I, I was I was gifted with this ability after years of training in studious dedication in the temple.
In the temple?
Yes, that's where Templars learn their trade.
What
Wh-
year is it?
Um. Oh, these are odd questions. 752. And you all would know without a history check that that is the year of the schism.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna look over at Jonah and say, any idea what we should do in case of an isekai?
Jonah says, I don't think this is. I don't think this is going to be an anime, son.
Well, I just watched somebody do something that I've only seen in animes.
And Jonah just sort of looks at Mara and just sort of regards her for a second. You're telling the truth.
I tell them whatever the current year is.
It's for the sake of this, we'll just say it's 2020. Great year.
Okay. All right.
For who? For who?
This isn't our Earth. This is a different world. In fact, this world is called Teos. On Teos
Okay.
is 2020.
We're gonna make
Um,
2020 great again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I gotta go. My mom says I can't hang out anymore.
Bye.
Oh my God. Jeez. I am fully like, hey, listen, this Mara, this is the problem. You have somehow, I don't know how you got here. How did you get here? Do you know?
Well, last thing I remember, I was setting off to meet my husband on the battlefield, and he had wanted me to stay behind. But I refused, and I set out the door of our home, and I remember seeing a burning red light, and before it washed over me, in this strange stones and metal streets.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm gonna look over at Lillian,
Hmm.
knowing that they are a returned.
Mhm.
Forgive me if this is rude because I don't think I've ever asked you, but
Yeah.
have you ever had an experience like this?
Where I got anime isekai into no. I mean,
Truck Coon's gonna get you.
No.
I remember waking up in a coffin. That's about
Oh.
it.
That sounds dreadful.
Returned are actually a post schism phenomena.
Yeah, I mean, so
Well,
Ooh.
I guess
Who-
at yeah. Echo, what were you gonna say?
Who was shooting at you guys?
The old dude sort of sits up and sort of flies with the shoulder that had the wound in it. One of the corpse, a black van showed up, and like, don't look at me, but like, this one over here points at Mara is actually really good in a fight. I have trained in years to be so. I don't understand the
Did they
tone.
follow you or see where you went? Because I think we can probably figure out where you came from later, as long as we can continue to stay away from them.
Ryland, the older gentleman, says, "Oh no, I managed to give him the slip. I got a little bit of magic of my own, and you can see I can't do it very often, but I can zip from place to place if I need to."
Okay.
It's like she
And
found the perfect
Echo's going to
person.
walk to the window and look out, kind of pace.
You don't see any any police presence, any like sign of like. Actually, here, make me a roll. Make me a roll.
Okay.
Give me your 3d6 and we'll
14.
14.
oh,
You do not see you don't see any black vans, any nondescript like security personnel.
Okay.
And Ryland sort of says, I wasn't able to make out this logo on their jackets.
Oh, there was one.
There was one. But obviously when people are shooting at you, it's not really in your best interest to make out the details. It's mostly in my best interest to get the hell out of there. Fast as I can, really.
I suppose.
Do you know where she came from?
No idea. But
Where were you?
I turned a corner back on 67th, and there she was stepping right out of an alley. And then the minute we made eye contact, black van screeched around a corner, and out came the corp goons.
Almost
I want
as
to go
if,
check out that alley.
yeah, we should, but it sounds like they knew that something was gonna happen there. Like, I hate to sound paranoid, but it sounds like they were waiting for this to happen.
And Jonah sort of sits and like, I mean, it's been rumored that the corps have been dealing with chronomancy. Like, But that was like just a fairy tale that like they tell you to spook children in the night. That like the corpse are trying to figure out how to go back in time and stop the schism.
Nothing
actually-
that they ever tell you about corpse is a fairy tale. They're trying all of it. It's just a matter of when they succeed in figuring it out.
Well, if that's what they were doing and they figured it out, then well,
You would have think that they would have done it in a more, controlled environment.
that might not have been. They might not have had a choice.
An alleyway on 67th?
Time. Well, I mean, from what anybody who knows magic can make me a roll. Who I know?
All right.
Who's my magicians in this house?
I believe one of
For
us.
me.
This is gonna
Me.
be an obscure or a difficult task, so it's gonna actually remove 1d6 from your roll.
Okay, so reroll.
I'll roll 2.
Yeah,
Even though
8.
Even though I don't know, maybe I can get lucky with
Maybe
my
if
die.
I roll double sixes,
Might as well, right?
Smoke 'em
Of
I
course
rolled
it'll
double
have-
twos.
You're
I
doubles.
got a 3.
7.
We don't know.
Jonah sort of says, I mean, temporal magic is finicky at the best of times. It's kind of hard to make a controlled environment when you're dealing with the fabrics of space and time and every single law. Well, not that there's any laws anymore. Of
We're taking long dramatic
Magic.
drag.
Not there's any laws anymore.
fuck you, he
Oh,
says. Fuck you, Lillian. Like,
I just like
Well, at the very least, I know that you guys actually did ditch them. I'm sure that I'm sure Echo would have told us if they saw something. I trust a cat looking out of a window any day.
She looks back from the window and just nods and then continues looking out.
all right. Forget what you had planned. This is your job now. We've got to do some fact finding and probably more importantly, looks at Mara. I've got a friend that might be able to take this one in for a little bit at least.
All right, that'll
Keep
work.
her safe and on the down low until we can get the heat off of.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
it'd be a good idea for her to join the SCA probably.
I guess that's the other thing is we're gonna need to get modern clothes because this whole thing.
She looks about my size. I think. Do you
may.
want to
I may have
Come
some
back.
spares.
go back to my loft and I'll see what I can.
Well,
Right.
and you see, Jonah sort of goes. Jonah actually lives above the bar, and you see him go. There's a set of stairs where it's sort of cordoned off that says employees only. He sort of lifts it and runs upstairs and comes back down. With, it looks like a very large. It's like a large overcoat. At the very least, this should cover all that situation up for a little bit. Get you from point A to point B. So, first order of business. I'm sure that whoever was on that strike team is probably locked down that alley by now. But
Locked down.
come on.
Locked down.
I mean, if anybody could probably get into it and get some clues, it'd be you. So, find some facts, figure out how exactly this worked, if you can find any clues to that, figure out which corp is involved, and that way we know who to steer clear from. I'm gonna call up my buddy, see if we can get a place, safe house, get Mara stashed away. And Mara's sort of like, this is all very confusing. I don't quite understand what's going on.
Hey,
You say chronomancy, but that's a rumor. That's a fairy tale.
Well,
Even the most powerful
Well,
archwizards wouldn't be able to dream of such a power.
we would say the exact same thing about the healing you just did.
What do you mean there's no...
it's
Nope.
gone.
No.
We can destroy. We can remake. But we can't fix people anymore.
I'm gonna look at Jonah and say, "Hey, do you got any more hot wings left? She probably could eat something."
Actually, that's a great idea. Are you hungry? And Mara, I suppose.
I
Can
think
we give people from that era hot wings, or would they die?
I don't think she'll die. I just think she'll understand that this was not available in her time.
And I think Jonah says, "Listen, I'm gonna here. Do you wanna? I'll take her up, set her up in my apartment for now, so that she's comfortable. You all go out, do a little bit of fact finding, figure out which corp's responsible,
Okay.
and while I make some phone calls. And then once that's, if you can get her some clothes, bring them back here.
Cool.
We can.
All right.
This is right now. I think this is probably the safest place. And
Yeah.
Ryland says that's why I brought her here. And Jonah sort of rolls his eyes and says, that's why they always come here. Jonah's got like a soft spot for hard cases.
Well, as long as we get a little bit of cash, I won't be so upset about it getting eliminated from that tournament earlier. So
Your usual rates apply. I'll make sure that you get compensated. You're adventurers?
if you could
Yeah.
call it that.
I'm a scientist, not an adventurer.
You're an adventurer.
Artificer.
Yeah, I think that is what they would call me.
We do our best. Suppose.
Am I a ranger?
Are you a
Absolutely
ranger?
not. No.
I just
Am
thought
I
you
a
were a pain in
ranger?
the ass.
Magician.
Listen, I'm gonna go start the car.
67th is, yes, a fair bit away, so it would be in your best interest. It would behoove you to have a vehicle of some description. So yeah, you all,
Okay.
you all pile in. Jonah sort of unlocks the door and says, "All right, when you come back, just go around the back side of the building, knock on the back alley door, and I'll be here to let you back in."
All right.
And
On the
oh, go ahead.
will it close on the way back?
That would probably be best. I'm gonna make sure she's fed and doffing armor. Jesus, I haven't done
Just
that
like-
since my SCA days.
Knew
At
it.
least you know how.
Knew it. Knew you were.
You knew what that was. So what does that say about you?
I walk away very quickly.
Greetings, raiders from Friends Who Roll Dice. It's good to see you. We're currently playing a sort of system agnostic thing called Simply Six, and we're just telling a fun story. Um, all right, so the group of you sort of pile into. What's your car? What's your car look like, Marco?
Oh my God. It's probably the equivalent of a Nissan Altima.
Oh
Like it
yeah.
like an old Altima. Like he definitely needs to get it fixed. The check engine light is on. Um
Does it have anime stickers like on it and like in the windows?
The license plate is Senpai.
no, but it does. It doesn't have stickers on the car. It does have like like the plushies in the window
Of course.
because he doesn't want to like there's a certain thing when you do things to the vehicle itself, but no one can say like it's not so bad on the inside. Like you could take the plushies out, you could take the little jersey hanging out of the window off. It. I think if there was a sticker on it, it definitely would be like one of the Jolt stickers because you
Gotta rep the
gotta rep
brand.
your gotta rep the brand. Um, and yeah, we stop. We take off towards said 67th.
67th, yeah.
67th. Okay.
Not quite nice.
Yeah, we can stop by one of like the 812s on the way.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you make your way over to 67th. Are you gonna park a couple blocks away?
Can we park on 69th?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we'll park on 69.
And sort of walk the rest of the way to your destination. You see
Yeah.
it 2 blocks away before you even get there. You do see that this entire area is cordoned off,
Oh,
and you do
fantastic.
see
Try
those
out.
flashing lights that mean only one thing.
I'm going to make sure I'm going to open my glove box and make sure that my gun is still in the glove box and leave it there because I don't need to get harassed today.
Does it look like there's been any is there any like physical damage, scorch marks or anything like that in the area that is sectioned off, or is that too far for us to see?
Too far for you to see at this point. You'll have to get a little closer to sort of do some inspection. But
Like to
I will
climb.
tell you this. Give me give me one of them perception checks.
Can we all do it?
Yeah, hell yeah, you can.
Ooh.
Man, you're
um,
blocking my dice. Thank you.
11.
11.
Oh, 13.
Ooh, all of you don't see anything, but you smell something. There is a heavy scent of ozone, almost like a lightning strike just happened. But there has
No.
been no equivalent meteorological phenomena.
Mm.
Can I feel any electricity in the air?
You absolutely, in fact, you feel like that you are in tune with electricity. So I could say that you could even add a bonus die to this if you wanted to improve your roll a little bit.
I got a 12. I got a 1 on that bonus because I'm
Heck yeah.
lucky.
Because you know electricity better than anyone. There's that little extra feeling of like static electricity. But it's differently charged. There's something that's off about it because you know what that feels like. You know the power of lightning coursing through your hands. You know the feel of it underneath your fur. You know that in your bones. Something is slightly off about it. Can't quite put your finger on it yet though. But you all smell that same like that almost petrichor ozone scent.
Mm. All right.
Like there's even like that sort of feeling it a little bit in your teeth almost sometimes where it's like something happened here, like you stood too close to an electrical box.
I want to go look. Does anybody want to climb with me?
Yeah.
There are a lot of very tall buildings. Like there's a couple several story brownstones in this area with fire escapes climbing up the top. So if you wanted to roof hop to sort of get an aerial view, you definitely could.
Yeah.
I think smelling the ozone made me feel like I should grab my weapon out of my car and just put it in my pocket. I don't know if we're gonna encounter some people that are gonna try and do some bad shit, but uh, might be best for me to stay on the ground and watch out.
Yeah.
I'll stick with you then, in case somebody comes asking questions. I can cover us.
Appreciate it.
You two are perfect. Good luck.
Okay, so Lillian and Echo, you're going rooftop.
Yeah.
Onyx and Marco, you're going ground level.
Hmm?
Are you, Marco and Onyx, are you attempting to stealth this? Be a little bit more careful.
You know what? Let me see if any of the abilities I took. Can I, using my stone phone, try and pull up a map and see if there's
Your
like any
telestone.
other, yeah, my telestone, and see if
Jesus.
I can. God, it's all
It's
puns.
better than Rocky Talkie.
Okay, yeah,
Oh
Is
my
definitely.
it?
God.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah,
I do like that.
I mean it's whatever the judge calls it.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
It is a telestone.
I just want to. Yeah,
'Cause-
I'm just gonna look at my trusty little telestone and see if I can uh do a search for like what the streets around us look like. See if maybe there's a section that may not be covered off. I'd like to use computers on that roll
Absolutely,
and then
you
try
can.
and stealth.
Absolutely,
Maybe.
you can. I will say that a successful computers check will give you a bonus die to your roll.
Excellent. I get a +1 to computers. So
Gamer.
that is a 13.
Okay, that's a success.
All
Okay.
right.
That you know that there's a couple different little sort of back alleys and side streets that you can probably duck down that'll help you avoid most of the sentry patrols. And you and Onyx can sort of make your way through there. That will let you both make your whatever stealth check you would like with an extra die.
All right.
Onyx, is there anything that you're doing in this moment on ground level to sort of make it easier for y'all?
I think, I mean, other than just staying quiet, there isn't much that I would excel at doing here.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of turning around to watch our back periodically.
You are also proficient with computers, correct?
Am I?
I don't know, which skills did you take?
I took engineering and persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, you might be able to get us out of a jam if we go down the wrong way.
That
That's the
was
plan.
why I decided to stay with you.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
All right. So, yeah, make me that stealth check. Roll your 3d6.
3 or 4?
You said we get an extra.
You
so
do get an extra one, so it's 4.
Yes. I love that. Oh,
I did very well.
yeah. I got 17.
I got 19, and I rolled. This would be a great Yahtzee roll. I have a small straight.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Where are you keeping them?
My small straights at the office usually.
Yeah.
Classic.
Nice. Okay. So we'll get back to how that resolves in a little bit. Now we're gonna switch to Echo and Lillian. You are both gonna try and climb up one of these back alleys up onto a roof.
I presume
Mhm.
stealthily.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna need some sort of equivalent of athletics, acrobatics deal.
There is an athletic skill.
Okay.
I'm not good at it, but it's there.
Are you
Neglected.
are either of you not proficient? Are you poor at? Because the fun
No.
thing about this system
No.
is you're good at 2 skills and then you're not so good at 2 skills. So it's just 3d6.
It's just 3D.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
9.
I got a 13.
9 and a 13. Ooh. I would say that. Give me 1 second. That still averages out to above a 10.
Yeah.
I think that in that moment, Echo was trying to rely on that feline grace to try and jump and grab a. Because there are those fire escapes that sort of retract
Mhm.
and they
Yeah.
go back up. And I think
They're
Echo.
so loud.
I think Echo is trying to
Yeah.
rely on that feline grace to sort of grab and pull up, but can't quite reach. Meanwhile, Lillian, you kind of do like this sort of creepy little spider climb wall jump from side to side, and you make your way up on top, and then you sort of reach down and you pull Echo up as Echo jumps. You sort of
Thanks.
grab and pull them upwards, and you make your way.
Yeah.
You make your
Of
way
course.
up to the roof of this building. I will say that the difference between this roll and the previous one is you'll have to make a stealth check now. However, you do not get a bonus die.
That's fine. Fine by me. I got 20.
I got 10.
Huh?
That is 10 is exactly what you need on any given roll. 10
I
is
have
always success.
5d6 in stealth.
Whew!
Oh,
I'm a rogue.
Yo!
Did we not establish that?
I
Yeah!
thought you said you were a ranger.
I have thievery and survival. Those are my 2. I'm bad at everything else.
wow. Okay.
Okay. So, individually, you both sort of split off. Onyx and Marco, you cut through back alleys on your way, sort of bypassing these cordoned off areas. Like they'll shut down the main streets, but the back roads are always free. And you make your way sort of through quickly and quietly. At one point, you sort of pull back and let a group of patrolmen go back down the street and sort of tuck out behind them before they're any the wiser. Meanwhile, up on the roof, there is Echo sort of moving with, again, like that, not as gracefully as Lillian, who is just gone. Like the night, just sort of blending into the shadows. And eventually, you sort of all converge on this one alley, and you can hear the chit chat of people talking on the ground level, and you're sort of down and near the end of the alley, and you can, in sort of a shadowed area, sort of in a neutral observing position where you're pretty sure you won't get spotted. In fact, with your rolls, you definitely won't be spotted. Meanwhile, Lillian and Echo, you're up on top of the roof looking sort of down Batman style. But you can see everything and you can hear everything. But I will ask for a perception check. So to see who you're dealing with here.
Is that from all of us?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, the bullet dice have stopped their betrayal of me now.
Oh, that's
And
good at least.
I have 15.
Nice.
I got just a 10.
7.
I got a 16.
16, 10, 7, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey.
Echo, there's a lot of bright flashing lights that are happening right now. There's a lot of chitter chatter. It's so hard for you to pull out distinct individual voices, or like at one point one of the spotlights comes up and you have to sort of duck back a little bit, thinking that like hopefully like you weren't spotted. But it's really hard. That sort of made you like a little, maybe it made you a little bit gun shy. Maybe you feel like you can try it again at some point, but like right now,
Against a wall.
So we'll go in order from lowest to highest. Lillian, you rolled a
10.
10. Okay, so you rolled
Just
a
a
10,
10,
which is
yeah.
just a base success. You
Yeah.
do see police officers, and you do see at the bottom of this alleyway that they sort of cordoned off. You do also see a blend of cops, and you see basic security for like one of the corporations.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of hear them talking, just sort of saying like, we were running a controlled experiment, but unfortunately something sort of went awry. You know how it is with these science types. You think they have things under control, and then the next thing you know, they don't. It's the mages. You know how it is, and the cops are
I'm
just kind of like,
texting Onyx like they're talking shit about scientists. LOL.
Marco, you definitely see that branded on the shoulder of these corporate security guards. You do see the logo of one of the Palymag. In fact, the biggest Palymag conglomerate. This is Hecate Industries.
Hecate Industries.
Hecate Industries. You could do a little Googling if you want.
Yeah, I probably will when we're not in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want like the light on my
On
my
your
device to alert them.
For sure. Onyx, with a 17, you get all that, and you also overhear two of the corp starts talking. Any sign of her? She got away with that old dude. I managed to give the old guy a decent wound, but we're working on getting magical scrying going so we can track them down. The divination specialists are on it right now. It's only a matter of time before they are able to track something down. But if she is from where they say she's from, someone's in for a hell of a payday as soon as they track her down and get her.
Okay. I also don't want to take my fantasy phone out, so we don't get spotted. But I will simply remember that for when we rendezvous.
For sure. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you are here in this area?
Oh, I wanted to look for any major damage to feel like physical damage to the area, especially because we smelled the ozone.
You can definitely see in this alley there are large scorch marks. It's kind of like in Terminator, when the Terminator shows up, the whole area is kind of blasted.
Okay.
And there's definitely signs that whatever came through here did a fair chunk of damage.
Are there any tools or anything left on the ground near here that look like they're from Hecate's?
Hecate Industries?
Yeah.
Um, no, but you can definitely see the people that are working for Hecate that have that sort of same patch. It's the patch logo itself is a wheel with what looks like three limbs, three legs.
Okay. Um, if there is nothing else of like import on 67th Street, I suggest that we start retreating. And as soon as we get to a place where it's feasible that we could just be like mistaken for people who aren't supposed to be in the area, like rather than actively investigating, I'm gonna make a call.
Oh yeah, there's portions where like the area's been cordoned off, where there's like a couple lollygaggers that have congregated.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should like move out towards those to those people.
It's easy enough for you to blend in with that crowd. Especially, I'm gonna let those stealth checks that you all rolled ride. Some of you hop down off the roof and you all sort of congregate with the group that are sort of looking it over.
I want to say I don't think I ever described how Onyx
Yeah, how
looks,
does Onyx look?
and I because there are sirens, I want to hit something. So, Onyx is
Zen.
Onyx is fell folk kind of tiefling esque individual. And their skin is like Vanta black, so dark that you can't quite see like depth at some point. They have horns that kind of spiral up from their head that would be clear if nothing is in it, and so they absorb the color of light around a lot. And so because of the sirens right now, they're like red and blue kind of swirly, and they're a little bit self-conscious about it. You see them put a hood up on one of their layers. They dress kind of like in a Klaus Hargreaves kind of way. There are a lot of weird layers that shouldn't go together, but it doesn't quite work because the horns are up. But it's an attempt, as they will kind of type out the information about saying like, did you get her? No, she escaped with that old guy that they had overheard to a group text to the three of you.
You all sort of coordinate this information together. You've from your skullduggery, is that the term? You're able to gather that the official story is that science experiment gone wrong in one of the nearby buildings. Um, uh, they're just doing like a little bit of clearing out and testing. Uh, that's the official cover story. The what they're going to tell the public is that one of the electrical breakers blew and they're just trying to fix it down one of the alleys. You also notice that in this square block, it probably made your stealth checks a little bit easier, but a lot of the interior lights, like from a lot of the interior lights for buildings are lit by magical means. A lot of them are out. Especially in like buildings, it sort of radiates out from the spot. Like any of the lights that are sort of here are brought in from exterior sources, floodlights from the security cars, like that sort of thing.
Okay.
And you also know that the official story, or the what actually happened, is they were running some kind of scientific test. She appeared, and magic in this area is. In fact, B, make me a magic check.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make me a magic check, Echo, real quick.
12.
That same static feeling under your fur that is just slightly off. Magic is wrong in this area, and it's not just the electricity. It's everything in this area is just slightly off skew.
I'm a
Something's wrong
little
with the weed.
Do you think we should make sure they don't do this again? Am I the only one thinking about that? Because this doesn't feel good here.
I mean, unless you've got the power to take down the entirety of Hecate by yourself, we should just focus on making sure that
Right.
Jonah and Ryland and Mara are good.
Okay.
You said Onyx sent out that group text?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like I did one of like the iPhone emote
The
things.
thumbs up react.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
the exclamation point react.
I'm gonna try and call Jonah as soon as we find out that they're gonna try and scry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bad news bears.
You get the telestone rings a couple times, and Jonah picks up. What's going on?
Hey, I don't know where y'all are right now, but y'all need to get out of the bar and someplace safe. They will try to scry.
Good to know. I've got a couple words on the bar, so they won't be able to pick her up too easily. But if they can break through, that it buys us a little bit of time, but not much.
All right. Well, they got a team on it. Apparently, they say that she's worth quite a bit.
All right. Well, get back here, and we're gonna work on phase 2.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Back to the DSON, everyone.
Deson.
Yeah.
Back to the
Yep,
Ultima.
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 Ultima with a U.
Yep.
The ultimate.
Back to the Ultima.
All right. So the group of you pile back into the vehicle. You did say that there was a place you wanted to stop off first, right, Echo?
Yes. We gotta pop by my place, which is a couple of blocks from the bar.
Yeah, easily enough. You pull up, you run upstairs, you grab a clean set of clothes.
Yep.
You've got a pair of yoga pants that
Perfect.
you haven't quite altered yet for the tail flap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yep. They're new.
You got a brand new pair of yoga pants up there that you can grab.
Yep.
And you come back to the bar and knock on the back door. And Jonah sort of ducks his head out, looks. All right, come on in. And then y'all make your way back. On your way back, is anybody just I don't know, are you just sort of keeping a weather eye to see like if what's going on, what's happening?
Oh, always keeping an eye out for.
Make me some perception checks, folks.
Yeah. I would like to make an addendum that I wanted to, while Echo was in their apartment, I wanted to go to the local 812 and buy some beef jerky.
Beef jerky, incredible. Get some
Yeah.
field rations.
Yeah.
Beef jerky and trail mix.
Yeah, the cheapest kind because I'm still not good with finances.
Onyx and I
enough.
just sit awkwardly in the car. Right?
I
managed
actually
to get a
think
flat tire.
Onyx is on social media of some kind, like looking for anyone who like lived in an apartment above the area that like took a video and was like WTF happened on 67th.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good point.
that is an excellent. I would allow it with your technology roll, that to see if you can like hack. I could say you might even be able to like hack security sensors. Check out social media with that. Give me a roll for that.
Is that computers?
That is definitely computers.
For that perception that you were asking for, I got 3 6s, so I got an 18.
Woo!
I only got an 8. So
Okay.
that's the end
You're
of
not
that.
really
9.
able. You're not really able to find anything online about it. What'd you roll?
9.
Did you roll for it, Chris?
Yeah, I got a 10 flat for perception.
10 flat for perception, and 18 for perception.
Big 18.
You don't seem to notice anything. Um, that's a base success. Is like it doesn't seem like there's anyone following you. With an 18, you know for sure you're not followed.
Great.
Online, there's like some chatter about it being real weird that everything sort of went dark in that area, but nothing really. Also, you wanted to do a little bit of research on Hecate Industries.
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be good.
Make me a computers check.
That +1. 16.
Nice. You know that Hecate Industries is run by. Let me actually look at my notes because I did actually have notes for this story. Hecate Industries is actually not named for the last name of the owner, but for the first name of the owner's child, Hecate Jones, and Hecate Jones is the is the owner's daughter. The owner is a woman by the name of Margaret Jones. Hecate is also quite famous in this world because she's what's known as the Hexmarked. Think like the equivalent of like the world's equivalent of someone who stopped a great evil at a very young age, like any YA fantasy book, but was changed forever for it. She's got a curse. Magic works weird around her.
Wait, J magic works weird around her?
Around Hecate, specifically.
Around
Hecate
Hecate.
Jones. Magic just doesn't quite work right.
I'm going to bring that up to Echo. Because the last time that we were talking about magic, Echo was saying that magic felt wrong in the area.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Do you think that it could be related?
And as soon
Possible.
are you actually going to bring up the hex marked?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up what I learned to the group.
Echo, you definitely know who Hecate Jones is, and you do know.
Oh, okay.
Like I think everybody kind of knows in one way or another. It's kind of like it. I hate using this because fuck J.K. Rowling, but it's like Harry Potter. If Harry Potter, like
Right.
everybody knows what he did. Everybody knows what
Right.
happened with Hecate Jones. Everybody sort of knows, like, at least the media spun story. She's like the equivalent
Okay.
of a child superhero.
Okay.
But yes, magic works very strange as a side effect of the curse that got laid upon her after she vanquished it was a very powerful, very bad wizard.
Did it feel like the magic that I was feeling now that I think know about the hex? Does it feel like the magic was tainted by Hecate?
You've never actually experienced it outright yourself, but
Okay.
something about it is strange.
Okay. Relay all
But
that.
as far as you're aware, officially, Hecate has nothing to do with the day-to-day operations of the business. Her mother runs it.
How old is she?
Hecate?
Yeah.
Like 26, 27.
Okay. No
Like,
longer a
she's
child.
she's a
Yeah.
she's grown up. Like
Yeah.
She's a grown up. She's living her own life. In fact, she's like so far out of the public spotlight, she doesn't even have like social media or anything like that.
Mm.
Valid.
As far as you know, there officially there was also like there's a lot of tabloid rumors about like there's a falling out between them.
Oh, gossip.
Yeah, like there in like the gossip magazines. There's rumors that her and her mother had a big falling out, and her mother disowned her from the fortune.
Ooh.
The company is still named after her.
The company's still named after her.
Yeah.
It's a bitch move by her mom for sure.
Yeah,
Ouch.
these hourly questionnaire articles are really out there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yes, you do realize that is a little bit of a connection. Magic feels wrong, and you do know that there is someone specifically who can make magic feel weird, or who magic works very strangely around. Basically, it's the equivalent of a wild mage,
Yeah.
like a wild like working your magic next to basically someone with a wild magic aura.
Yeah. I want to check in on Mara.
Absolutely. Hello, Raiders from Carrying Comfort. It's good to see you. But yes, you all filter into the bar, and Jonah takes in all this information and says, "Let's." Yeah, okay, that would probably make sense with what's going on. And you all sort of make your way upstairs to the top level of the bar, and you see that the armor has been doffed. There's still like there's like simple vestments underneath, and you hand Mara these clothes, and she takes them and goes into another room and comes out basically in athleisure wear, like kind
Perfect.
of yoga pants, and just like a slouchy sort of sweater. It's very comfortable, very soft.
Good.
Marco is definitely trying to avoid eye contact. I don't want to be cursed or burdened with the knowledge.
Burdened with the knowledge of how hot she is.
Absolutely.
She's cute as a button
Absolutely.
right now.
She's married.
She
Yeah.
is also married, but
She is married,
she
but
is
also
also
isekai.
she is also very quickly coming to to terms with the fact that she has been flung into a far future and her husband is probably long dead, if he didn't already die in the fight.
Yeah, we can try and get her back to the place she's supposed to be.
Marco can ogle the past lady after he fulfills his responsibility to humanity.
Like,
But yeah, you all sort of gather around. You like share this information, and Crumbs. Jonah sort of looks at says, "Okay, that tracks. That's sort of makes sense with. We're getting a clearer picture here."
Yeah, that magic wasn't right. Or it was,
You said it felt weird.
yes, very weird. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know what Hecate feels like magically, but it wasn't right. And wouldn't it have taken a lot of magic to do what they did?
Probably.
To me, it seemed like they were trying for this. They were incredibly suspicious. I overheard two of them talking, and they knew that Mara was there. They know that she escaped and that she's out in the city somewhere.
So then what do we do? I mean, I know it's Friday night, but do we take down, I don't know, the largest corporation ever? I mean, I'm free. Or I'm not, depending on how everyone else is feeling.
I mean, I was supposed to have practice tomorrow, but you know what? I'm getting paid, so I'm gonna do this.
We're getting paid.
Hey,
You're getting paid.
I'm a bit of a night owl.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, if all their goons, right, are out obviously searching the city trying to find Mara here, then theoretically headquarters is in a bit of a tizzy at the moment. Would be easy enough to get in.
Oh,
You have an interesting point. I can't imagine they have a lot of people on staff at this hour.
Hmm.
From downstairs, you hear a door open.
I'm gonna go check that out.
are we all up here though?
You're all up in the upstairs, and Jonah looks at you all and says, gives you a stay right where you are look. And then grabs, actually doesn't grab anything, just begins to sort of walk down the stairs.
I put my hands on my gun in my pocket.
Do any
I'm
of
gonna
you-
grab Mara's sword and hand it to her. Just in case.
Do any of you try and figure out what's
Oh.
going on? You're gonna
I'm
try
gonna
and eavesdrop?
I'm gonna stealth after that situation.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I would love to make a little thievery check if you would allow me.
Absolutely. Give me one of those stealth rolls, please.
Okay. It's not as good as before, but it's a 17.
Okay, that's still very respectable. That's still incredibly
I
respectable.
got 2 1s. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so you sort of sneak your way. You sort of stand at the top of the stairs and you look down and you see that there is a man in a suit sitting at the bar, talking to, and Jonah sort of says, "Bar's close." Oh. What do you want? Oh, well, don't mind me. I'm just here for a visit. Can't I just visit from time to time? He says, "You know you're not welcome in my place of business. Not after what you pulled." You see a man in a suit.
hmm
Very
What kind of
clean-
logo?
Clean shaven. Not no logo. Just
Mm.
just like a nice 3-piece suit. Sort of unbuttons one button, sits on one of the stools. I don't know where I got all of this animosity from. Like, whatever you're dealing with here is. But I just wanted to know if any more lost souls decided to come wandering in through these hallowed halls. Anybody strange, unusual? Jonah says, "Nobody recently." And he says, "You know that's not a good look on you." Lying. I'm going to give you a chance. This is bigger than our squabbles from the past. Give the people what they want. And I feel like I give you a lot of leeway and a lot of generosity. Simply hand over what was taken. And, nothing bad needs to come of this. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want a drink, bar's closed. You've never been welcome here. Get the fuck out. He sort of stands. Suit yourself. Tell the one at the top of the stairs that she's not as stealthy as she thinks she is. Walks out the door. The little bell jingles. The man sort of scritches Bar Kitty as he goes and leaves. And you see Jonah look up the stairs at you.
An old SCA friend.
Something like that.
Mm.
And the group of, he runs upstairs. All right. That's it. We need to figure out a plan now. My contact says that they've got a safe place. And it's not going to be very much longer. That was a warning shot.
Time to go.
Time to go. And he goes into a sort of office that's off the side of this living room type situation. You can see shelves upon shelves of books inside through the door that's cracked. You see from the shelf he pulls a box off the shelf, and he grabs an amulet that looks very fucking old.
Oh.
He puts it around Mara's neck, taps the gem in the center, and says a couple words. Echo, make me a magic check.
Okay. 13.
You weren't aware, none of you were aware that Jonah knew magic. Echo, the magic that you know, it's passed down. It's got heritage to it. This is old magic. This is ancient. This is ancient magic. This is pre-schism. Sort of looks at you and says, "Just don't ask." All right.
Okay then.
All right, we're going to have to get her out. We can't go through either door because they'll probably be watching the entrances and exits, thankfully. He walks down stairs, or he walks with you all downstairs. All right. My buddy's place is a couple blocks away. You're going to have to leave here in a quick and a hurry, and there's a basement section where all the kegs are. He sort of taps one of the walls, pulls it out. Prohibition tunnels. I can hold whatever's coming through the front doors off, but you've got to get out of here real quick. And as he says that, there is a boom from upstairs.
Let's go.
Heard.
And that's where we're going to take a break.
Ah.
Ooh, good.
We're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We will see you all very soon. But with part 2 of what happens next with this. See you in a bit. All right. We're on break.
As a treat.
I love it.
Good.
Fans. Oh, do I have a Contra gun or the Dante gun? Yes. Absolutely. I'm gonna go stretch.
Yeah.
And we're back. Hello. Welcome back to the second half of this game of Simply Six. I haven't actually thought of a snappy title for this little one shot yet, but it's been so far our group of adventurers have been charged with making sure that a woman from another time makes it to safety and security, while you all are being chased down and hunted by forces of a megacorporation intent on harnessing her unique abilities. The group of you have made your way. You're in the basement. There is a part of the wall that is slid open, and there is a tunnel that goes down one direction. You do see that you are accompanied by Mara, who has a very large sword sort of over their back, wearing yoga pants and a fluffy sweater that was lovingly gifted by Echo, our mage. This is a paladin in yoga pants, y'all.
As they should be.
I can only pray they're not running in front of me.
Incredible. The group of you, you hear this large bang from upstairs, and the wall opens up, and you all rush down this darkened hallway. It closes behind you, and you are in darkness.
I'll light up some like I'll make like a little like electrical. So in my hand will be like a little buzz of like little firefly lights as little lightnings come up.
Fireflies, you say? Interesting. No, that's usually my steez. But there is this little crackle as the area is illuminated, and you do know that the place where you need to go, you've been given an address, and you do know that there are corp security forces that'll probably be roaming the streets above you.
What's the door made out of that we just shut?
It is solid stone.
Did it have a latch or anything?
It was a sort of a hidden latch that was on the other side.
Okay.
But if with a quick investigation, you can see that there is a way to disable it so that it doesn't open again.
Do that.
Easily enough, you cut. There's like a cord that fastens it and opens it. You just slice it.
Perfect.
With like, this game doesn't actually really get into equipment that much. We can just say you got like a little pocket knife. You just slice it, or you can just use magic. Shrug.
Or the claws.
Or cat's claws. That's right. I forgot your kitty, Catkin. So the group of you rush down into the darkness. This tunnel does let out into the sewer underneath the streets, and Mara has sort of tucked this amulet that is. She sort of touches it for a sec, and she says, "Oh, okay."
What's it do?
It if they can't track, if they can, it dampens scrying around me.
Good.
In a little bit of a radius.
Okay, good.
And small problem, if any of you get hurt, I won't be able to heal you. Side effect. It dampens my healing.
We're used to that.
and the ability of things to look in on me, because if they're tracking me by my magic, that's another way that they could track me to get by this. It's a... Anyways,
That's pretty normal. Nobody can heal here but you. So
Yeah.
you keep saying that, and I don't quite understand exactly what happened.
You know,
Either
It-
do a
you have to take a whole year of history just to kind of understand it, and even then, real foggy up there.
I don't know necessarily what's difficult to understand about it disappeared. How it disappeared is still a big old question mark, even for us.
At this point, you're all sort of walking and talking underneath the sewer, and it's just, Mara sort of regards you, Lillian.
Hey.
You're, sorry, I've never actually. You have an aura of this. I don't want to be offensive. Undeath.
My bones are sticking out? Yeah,
Around you.
I am somewhat of a corpse. Yes, that is a correct observation.
That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah,
The necromantic energies required to. I mean, I've seen shambling corpses, but usually they're all and I've smote them fairly quickly. But you don't. You have the aura of undead,
Lillian gets like that sometimes.
but you don't.
hey,
have,
when I have a bit too many, then I'm a bit like that, but it's okay. Right now, I only have had 3 espresso martinis today.
But you don't have any of the evil attached to it.
I mean, I feel like we kind of left the alignment system back before that happened. Everything kind of got all wibbly wobbly after the
Very 4E.
yeah.
For
I'm
sort of shakes her head.
not evil, not gonna
No,
eat your
I
brains or
mean,
anything like that. If that was the question,
It's not. Sorry if that was that offensive.
No, you're good. It's one of the. It's okay. We're not the most common. It's chill.
You're very kind,
Thanks.
and
I've never gotten that compliment, but
appreciate-
thank you.
I appreciate you all helping in this respect. This is unusual circumstance that we find ourselves in, but I suppose we should.
Weird things tend to happen around Jonah's place, so we just kind of figured we roll with them. It's just
It's a Friday night.
All right, Friday. I suppose yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't Friday when I left.
the year you remember that 752. That's a year that we all know because it's an answer on all of our exams and stuff. That's a year we call the schism. I'm not sure if it has any reference to you, but it was after that your kind of magic gone.
Just gone.
Yeah. A big fight with good and evil and
Oh, I know that the
Rim and Raster and just
Oh.
and now that's history books and we have Ultimas now.
And Telestones and Jolt.
interesting. This is very unusual. Again, I feel like I keep saying that, and I don't mean to. Apologies. All right. So, travel through time. Chronomancy is a legitimate circle of magic.
It's not like too wild. It's not that common either.
Is it not that
Is that
common?
what
I mean, not
You
from
gotta
my
have a lot of
understanding of
cash.
it.
Gotta have a lot of cash.
I mean, the amount of power that would be required for such a feat is obviously beyond my comprehension. I'm more of a holy person, I suppose.
Hmm.
I follow the teachings of Rastor,
Hmm.
as was taught in the temple. As all Templars are taught, of course.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's
Well, you're definitely the first Templar I've ever met.
then
Hey,
it seems I might be the only Templar you'll ever meet.
maybe, but a real quick question. You said you follow the teachings of Rastor?
Of course. The gods imbue us with their might, for good or ill, and I follow the teachings of Rastor, who is, as you note, is the law or good deity of the two brothers.
Right. Real quick, Mara, how did this start?
And how does anything start?
Did they attack first?
There's never any. The battles goes on from time immemorial. There's never a first aggressor or a second aggressor. It's kind of a chicken or egg question, I suppose.
So you have been at war as long as you can remember.
I mean, there's been times of peace where there hasn't been conflict between nations or men harming one another. It's people. People sometimes do bad things and sometimes they do good things, and there's always some kind of balance, and that's the way that the gods intended. There's never
The balance.
There's never a first. There's never someone who shoots first, I suppose. There's every time there's a great evil, a greater good meets it and fights it back until there's peace again and truces are made, lines are drawn in the sand, this far, no further. Humans are complex creatures. Well, I suppose humanoids are complex creatures. That sounds...
Judge, were we taught that good struck first, or is that just something for the players to know?
In the history books,
Mm-hmm.
you would know that there was a battle between two opposing forces, one on the side of Rastor, other on the side of Rim. The lines really weren't that clear. It was more like there was the bet between the wager between the brothers is kind of like player knowledge, not necessarily
Okay,
character knowledge, but there was a battle between a conclave of mages that were intent on subjugating the world, essentially, and their
Lovely.
power was considered to be formidable at the time. However, the followers of who history would deem the winning side, it was they struck first, and they struck harder than they should have. That was probably the most important part.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tear my mind away from that and probably just pay attention to around us as we've been talking in the sewers, and I don't want for wherever we come out to be laden with people.
Sure, make me some perception checks.
Yeah, I would love to be trying to like navigate these sewers.
Survival.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
I'll wait until the survival roll gets made to see if that gives us any pluses.
It's gonna be a 14 on my survival.
14 is perfect.
Great.
Do I get any pluses?
You can make a plus. Sure, I'll give you a plus because you've got your scout is helping guide you all.
We love to see it.
Yeah, let me a note.
Oh wow. That is a 17.
7.
17. Okay. You'd see a couple rats skittering about. The occasional sewer creatures.
Mhm.
That's about it.
Okay.
Nothing.
Uh,
Nothing sentient. Just,
Okay. What I mean is, like, I'm just trying to listen for above ground to make sure that if we're talking, that we're not talking to
You're
the
all
people
sort
that
of
hear us.
managing to keep your volume like a little bit lower than it
Mhm.
should, so
Mhm.
it's not carrying through these tunnels.
All right.
And also with like street traffic and everything that goes on above, it's kind of hard. Like it's not very often that you're able to hear anything that's going on in the sewers below. If like men could be at work in the sewers above, in the sewers, and like you can't really hear them when you're walking on the street, especially since there's like so much city noise. But there is that,
All
that
right.
occasional drip, water.
All right.
Um,
Am I able to kind of like lead us in the right direction as to
Absolutely.
where we're going? Sweet.
Absolutely. You're able to sort of make your way, and you're able to find like a little bit more of an expeditious route. And Mara says, the conclave was mustering their forces. Our own mages were coming up with a solution to stop the fight once and for all, and that's about all I knew. I really wasn't. I was more of a frontline fighter, honestly. I know that I know a little bit more about what the sages of the temple were planning, but a little more than that, unfortunately. You all would also know that in the aftermath of the schism, there is an entire area on like where the schism occurred. This is very important, where magic doesn't work right. Magic is broken. And it's not that it doesn't feel right, it's that it's just not there. There's a hole in the weave where the schism happened. And some people feel like a lot of magical researchers believe that that the hole also has almost like cracks in a pane of glass. There are portions where magic doesn't quite work right. Usually, sometimes it gets concentrated in individuals or can be harnessed by certain mages. So it's a force of pure, unadulterated chaos where it doesn't work right.
Probably somewhere we avoid
Yeah,
if we are
there's- if-
magic-y, right? Like,
yeah, definitely. It just doesn't work at all, really. Where the schism occurred. There's like a memorial site. It's kind of a tourist destination. Mages go there occasionally.
Okay. So just to summarize, she knows a little bit about what the mages were planning from
And
when
not
she came.
Too much.
Not too much, just a little bit.
She also mentions I was also kept away from a lot of the fighting.
Right.
Right.
But ultimately, the mages sounds like, if we know that from what our history books said, is that the mages it did something they weren't supposed to, and from what she's sounding is that the mages have not yet acted.
Oh, they were about to. I was on my way to the battlefield when
I see.
I think, as far as I can understand. Again, my knowledge of current events are limited to exactly what happened outside of my door.
Right.
Flash of red
You
light.
don't have to
and
ever-
I was here.
I'm gonna take out my telestone and pull up an article about the schism,
Mhm.
and be like, "Hey, you might want to read this," and hand her the.
The BuzzFeed article about the top 10
Top
things
10 things
you
you
should
didn't know about
know.
the schism. Number
Yes,
5
yes.
will surprise you.
Absolutely.
Number 1.
It's actually a Snopes article that clicked through all those slides so that you didn't have to.
Hi, and welcome to
Yes.
Watch Mojo.
God damn it.
And she sort of stops for a sec, looks at the article, and as she reads, you can see tears beginning to form down her face. She's been pretty, like, stoic, kind of a trooper, but now
Yeah.
she sort of hands
Um.
you the. Then wipes. The sooner we get out of this place, the better.
Like some whiskey yet? I
Maybe later.
brought the bottle.
I actually don't drink.
Well.
That was a few hundred years ago.
More than a few.
Marco is going to say, "Hey, listen. If there might be a way to send you back so you can change this, that would be optimal. Not sure what the world would look like if we rewrote one of the
That's-
major things that happened in our world, but
Really interesting idea.
I don't know what kind of role I could possibly play.
If something like that were to happen, everything might change.
None of you would exist, and
Probably.
probably
Wouldn't know it.
I honestly, like I said, magic's not my strong suit. I'm more of a, again, holy person, but that doesn't seem good. Taking a so big a thread from the tapestry and pulling it, you might unravel the whole skein.
Yeah. And
Let's just see if we can make it through today first.
Yeah.
yeah, we don't want to mess with the time stream too much. We saw how it went for Barty Fly. So
You actually watched that movie.
what?
You watched that movie?
Why wouldn't I watch it?
It's a pretty good
Return
movie.
from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. My friends keep telling me it's a good movie, but I'm like,
He like makes out with his mom.
What?
Why is that the part that
Understanding what kind of pleasure could one derive from watching a play in which the main protagonist snogs his
Oedipus
mother?
is people like him. People like that play. People love the Greek. I think this is our stop.
I mean, do you not think about the consequences in that? Like, it's not like he just does it for fun.
I wasn't saying I'm advocating this part of this specific film / play. I'm saying that that's a part of it that happens.
She sort
Wasn't
of
that
points
just
at you
an
and
ad
says,
for
I
Alvin
do
Klein?"
understand Oedipus, though. That is mostly a commentary on the folly of man and how they tried to be greater than the gods, and then ultimately the cycle of trying to be greater than the gods winds up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. And honestly, that's actually quite applicable to our situation at the moment. That's a very good point. If Oedipus
You're
had just
welcome.
listened,
Talking about Return to the
All right,
Past
maybe
was really
we
the
should
right
talk
choice.
about things that are better here. Have you ever had French fries?
Did you get
Jenna?
a chance to have those hot wings?
the barkeep
Oh,
did actually give me some food. It was quite delicious. Well seasoned, very well seasoned.
Okay.
It's not. It's where I'm from.
The trade was
I'm
healing
also-
magic
I'm also
for
a-
seasoning.
I'm also a terrible cook.
Mm.
Honestly, like I said, I grew up in a temple, and the monks there, they make very good cheese, very good bread,
Just wait
Excellent.
until
excellent alcohol. But
oh
when I
Donuts.
before I
But
took
you
my
don't
oaths-
drink.
before I took I took my oaths, and then
Right.
it's the whole abstinence thing.
Yeah.
But when
well,
I actually did, the, the beer is passable.
Do
Quite
you
private.
only not drink because of your oath?
One of the few things that I gave up, yes. As part of the order, you're expected to give up at least some worldly vice. Some choose abstinence, some choose alcohol. Personally, I'd rather give up beer than sex, but that's just me. Again, married.
My only, I guess my only thought is that if your order no longer exists, are you still beholden to them? If that's the only reason you stopped.
You always keep your promises. You
Fair enough.
always keep your promises. You never lie. These are the tenets we uphold. Always keep your promises. You never lie. You give up one worldly vice. And honestly, it was a small vice to give up. Again, alcohol's decent, but sex is better.
My thing, but to each their own.
Marco is trying to keep his face stone cold and hide and conceal any kind of emotion
Conceal,
about
don't
that.
feel.
Okay.
All right. Again, like I said, but there's tenets that you uphold as a Templar to Rastor. Much like Rastor, we aim to not lie or deceive.
mm-hmm.
And
Aim to or don't, because you said you don't.
lies of omission are a sticky situation.
What if lying would keep you safer?
If lying is a way to achieve the greater good, then lying is fine. But lies of omission are generally better, more easy to get around. You just don't say shit. Won't be no shit.
Shit. All right.
Keep it quiet. Anyways, this up here, that's where we're going. And you all sort of lift. She actually takes the lead for a second. I can.
She
climb
looks
this ladder
strong.
and pushes up the manhole and slides it to the side. If someone else wants to head upwards, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Peek out.
I'll give you a
walks
boost.
Yeah. Well,
make a perception check for me.
okay. I can do that. Not super well. Yeah, it's an 8. It's a street.
It's a street. It seems fairly empty.
Yeah. Looks clear. Shall we?
All right. You know that from here you'll have to make your way to one of the nearby subway stations, and then
Okay.
you. Unfortunately, the Ultima is out of the question at the moment because it was parked pretty close to the bar.
Is there like a car on the street?
Yeah, there's a couple cars parked on the street. Are you gonna try and hotwire a car?
If
Thinking about it.
If you can get in, I can make the cog.
I can get into a car.
All right. If we're going this way, make me your larceny check.
Oh my. I can do that for you.
I can zap the locks, but that might not.
It's going to be a 19.
Easily enough, you sort of look around. Street's empty. You take a tool out of your belt pocket and you just Jimmy lock up
Hell yeah.
this vehicle.
One of those
and
old cars.
it is one of those old cars. You can put the coat hanger down and pop the lock that way. Onyx, you want to get this going? Give me a.
I dramatically open the door for you.
Oh no, I thought this would be engineering. This is technology.
Engineering's right. Engineering's exactly right. I forgot what your stats were again.
Okay. 22.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. This car turns over.
That's
no
all my dice.
problem. This car turns over, no problem. It starts and just sort of takes it back and just sort of looks at it. This is someone who has never seen a vehicle before, never seen a car before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
It's like a carriage.
We gave the horses a rest, though.
It's a carriage powered by magic.
Oh. Kind of like the skyships.
Yeah.
I know skyships.
We still have those.
But
Yeah.
these ones are on the ground.
Yes.
I think there was an artificer long ago that was working on something like this. Oh, some sort of horseless carriage, or at least it was powered more like by automatons.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Except we drive these instead of it driving itself.
Well, I mean, some of them.
Well, some of them.
You'll see.
It sort of hops
Can-
into one of the seats and sits down.
Can I
Onyx
take
will
one
reach
last...
over and put her seatbelt on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna take one last look around the street just to make sure that
Perception.
Me too. Yeah.
Give me your perception checks.
'cause, I mean we were just jacking a car, so like regardless of whether or not we were looking for dudes in suits, we should also be looking out for
I
cars.
actually passed this one.
Nice.
I got a 14.
What did you get, Onyx?
I got a 13.
13, 14.
I got a 10.
10, 13, 14. 10 is a pass. Street seems clear enough, but you do see that there are sort of the flashing of lights off in the distance. And might be coming a little bit closer.
Yo, we need to go.
Who's driving?
I
Don't
guess
I-
I'll drive.
Okay, you hop in the front. You all sort of hop in. Mara sits and has the seat belt buckled up by Onyx. Oh, thank you. That's nice. So we're going which direction again? This direction?
To the subway, right?
Or, I mean, we could bypass. If we're on the road, this is a faster method of transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they may be pulling over cars.
Oh, local constabulary, and of course those people from that other thing.
I'll keep an eye out the window.
Yeah. Actually, is there an equivalent to tell me if I who's in the front seat with me?
Maybe it's me because I probably did the wiring and then hopped
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I would like to see if there is an application where I can look and see if there are speed traps.
Oh yeah, like
Please.
on the
Yeah.
map.
Trying to
Yeah.
tune into
On
like a
Google
police scanner.
Maps.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Give me a computer's check to roll for Waze. I'm gonna say that this is because this is like one of those things where it's like a little bit more on the DL. I'm gonna ask for one less die on this one.
Okay. Then I will re-roll because I had rolled 4 initially.
Okay. Give me 3d6.
Damn. That is a 7.
Oof.
Nope. I
none.
don't have that installed.
You don't have that installed, and it's kind of hard for you to find it.
Yeah.
It's like a
not only-
specialty piece of application. You'll have to.
Yeah, no, I guess we're just gonna have to risk it by driving through the streets and hopefully getting to our destination.
Mhm.
All right. You all take off in the vehicle, and it sort of lurches forward and okay, that's interesting sensation. It's a little bit faster than a normal carriage.
Yeah, we'll. I gotta go within the speed limit. I'm watching.
Okay.
I have my head out the window.
Don't be too. You're being a bit too suspicious. We did just steal this car.
What? What?
Just look through the window.
Okay. You all make your way through the streets. You find you turn a corner. You know where your location, where the destination is. Are you going above ground, or are you gonna try and stop and go through the subway? Are you gonna try to go through the main streets, or what you doing? What's the plan? How you getting there?
I think we should go through the subway because we have a stolen car, and we ditch the car at the subway, and we go through the subway, and that makes the trail harder to find.
Can we get a
Nice,
sandwich
good
at
to
the
me.
subway first?
Hey, if
Hey.
you got cash, I spent the last of my money on this beef jerky.
The subways. Okay.
Buy a few hot dogs with the cart on the way then instead.
Oh,
For all of us.
please.
Just as many
Absolutely.
people, make sure as many people see us as possible as we're entering the subway. With the
I'm a cat. I'm all over the place.
With a girl in a paladin in yoga pants carrying a big ass sword.
she's carrying a sword.
As
Oh,
she
shit.
should.
I just start over and grab them and come back and meet up with you guys. Like,
Oh man,
We're
I
still
forgot
going to
about
the subway with a
sword.
sword.
doesn't she have a
okay,
long coat? Just
so
cover her sword
magical
with the
realism.
coat.
There was a long coat
SCA.
that was given. I did mention that, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is it common to see people carrying long swords about?
I mean,
Isn't D&D really popular in 2020?
it is kind of like it is a fantasy society, but growing up, you might get a couple looks, but like
Okay.
it's kind of like New York. People are just gonna be like,
Eh.
it's your business.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What the fuck is going
I've
on?
been the
Like-
guy with the sword enough times. Like
On the
actually,
subway?
it's not that bad.
It's like, I once saw a guy on the train put a condom completely over his head. Like,
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You do what you
Yeah,
gotta
good
do. man.
job.
he had like a massive mohawk. He put it over his head, then he took it off and said, "Never let him tell you he's too big."
That's
Nice.
a good message.
It was
Yeah.
a great
That's a
message
good
from the
message.
most punk person that I've ever met.
Hell yeah. You
I
good,
heard
Chris?
that.
Yes, a PSA. That is
It's done.
Chris, you good?
hell of a PSA.
Here's the thing. I have seen videos where people have, I saw one video on Reddit where somebody stuck one out of the window and it just inflated ridiculously. But for someone to do this on a train,
Uh-huh.
that's what you said,
On the C train in Calgary.
and you saw
So
it
normal.
happen.
wasn't
Yeah,
even
Like,
I witnessed
that's-
this happen. I
that's
witnessed
the
this
thing that
man,
gets
this,
me.
This man, full punk regalia, like big shoulder spikes, the whole nine, piercings at the wazoo,
Yes.
massive
Yes.
blue mohawk. He takes this condom, puts it over his head. This is our segue right now. This is story time. Puts it over his head, takes it off of his head, blows it up like a balloon, ties it, and says, "Never let him tell you he's too big."
So, what happened with the mohawk situation when it was pulled over the head? Did it like flatten, or was
It
it?
went like down kind of
Okay,
just
okay.
a little bit, but it
All
popped
right.
back up. It was fine.
Okay, okay.
But like these,
What color was the condom?
The important
it-
details.
It,
Oh
was
my
just
God.
it was like a standard like Trojan.
Okay.
It was plain white kind of.
And what color was the mohawk?
Blue.
This
I
is
think-
burned indelibly in my brain.
I think I'm just trying to process the fact that, like, usually this is like stories you hear on the internet,
No,
not
I
directly from
witnessed
someone
this.
you know. Not from someone you
I was
know.
a witness to this man.
Yeah, this is the type of thing I would expect to hear on TikTok with a Reddit thread in that train running game. Like,
Oh
just
my
Mhm.
god, the Subway Surfers clips.
But this was
Anyway.
like before
When I was
everybody had cell
16,
phones
I was on
around,
the train.
So. Yeah.
I'm good now. Thank
Anyways,
you.
that's been
so
story
we got-
time with Anita.
We got some hot dogs and we're the Subway
Memories.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Subway Street Meat
Subway
Vendor.
hot dogs. No condoms necessary right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
Subway.
you should put a condom on your hot dog.
Unless
Okay,
you're doing a
that-
demonstration.
You make less of a mess that way.
With what?
You don't want to splooge the splooge everywhere.
I gotta go. My mom says I can't. I can't play.
Yes, it was. in
Your
the
mom
middle
is
of
the
day
last
stone.
person who would be condoning this conversation.
My mother would love
Yeah.
to hear more about the splooge.
Yeah.
Anyways, to continue our where we were at, whatever
Right,
the
let's-
hell was going on with this. Jesus.
Let's go back from the condom talk to being possibly chased by the feds.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay, so you find your way to the Subway. You grab like some hot dogs at like a street meat vendor on the way there.
Street meat.
You just eat some
Street meat vendor.
street meat. It's fried onions. Incredible. Anyways, you make your way down into the Subway. And as you do see that there is a sort of checkpoint that's set up down here. And you sort of look to Mara. Mara sort of talks to the side real quick, takes the sword, whispers some words to it. It glows briefly and then disappears.
Oh.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Solid.
All right. What time is it?
It's getting close to a little after midnight, probably.
Okay. I'll be the drunk friend.
Can't we just be us just trying to go home on the subway? Can't we just be normal subway people and not care about the security
I can
checkpoint?
bite out of my hot dog. All right.
I mean, if you want to make it harder.
I cannot believe. Yeah,
Is it a normal security checkpoint or is it like an advanced, like a more like souped up security checkpoint?
It's kind of, it looks like it's a little souped up.
Okay.
No, great. Can I see if they're checking IDs?
Make a perception check for me.
Mm-hmm.
These dice are starting to want the story to be told. That's an 8.
Story dice. Hard to tell from where you're at. You need to get closer.
Okay.
I mean,
These
if we
are
need
just
distraction-
like standard uniform officers. These aren't like.
Oh, okay.
These aren't. They're not corpse. They're not corp cops.
Okay.
Listen, if y'all want to just like go through, I'll hop it and book it.
No.
Okay.
I look over at Mara and I say, "Hey, listen, I don't know what they're up to. But if they ask any questions, what are you willing to say?"
Because she established she can't really lie. I don't have any identification.
Yes, I know. I don't think they know your name. You could just tell them that your name is Mara, and no, would
You're
you
not
say we're
from
friends?
around here.
You could just say that you don't have identification with you,
Yeah,
because that's not a lie. You don't have identification with you.
yeah. You just came back after eating a meal with some friends. We're your friends now, right?
Yes, I suppose. I was at a tavern, having dinner with
Mhm.
you lot, and
Mhm.
then we decided to head to an acquaintance's house. That's the truth.
Yeah. Let's call them restaurants,
Restaurant.
and we can say a
It was more of well, there was
This is a
alcohol
pub.
served. So
Bar.
pub, bar. Okay, I suppose.
Either.
we don't want to tell them where we came from.
There was a lot of bars.
We were having a meal, and then we came here
Yeah, we're on our way to a
on
friend's
our way
house.
to a friend's house.
There we go. That's it. That's
on,
the line.
I'm on a way to their friend's house. You know this person, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a lie?
No.
All right. I'm going to trust that you are not lying on my back. I don't know. It's confusing.
I'm a very honest individual.
I get that sense about you.
Great.
Okay.
I didn't say insight was one of her skills.
All right,
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Me,
just
who's
go.
one of my weaknesses is persuasion.
I
It's
assume
like-
there's other people funneling down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do we have
like,
to
so
buy
it's
our
kind
like
of
tickets?
blend in and
Yep. There's
Yeah,
a
let's
there's a little station like right
get the
before.
machine or whatever.
Yeah, I'll go buy 5. There's 5 of us, right? Yeah. Does anyone have a Metro card?
Yeah.
thanks. And I take the ticket straight up. Like,
All right.
We buy our tickets. We hope there's a cat on the thing, so we just kind of gotta like scan the thing underneath the cat,
yeah.
as they do on the
and,
subway.
You get to the checkpoint. Are you
Mhm.
going to walk towards this checkpoint?
With everybody else on midnight on a Friday night. Yeah.
All right. Deep breaths. Here we go.
Mhm.
And you all begin to form through. Where is
Echo
Mara
eats a
situated?
bunch of
What
the
is
hot
the
dog.
marching order, companions?
I will go in the front.
Are you setting up Mara in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Yeah.
best, yeah.
I'll be with Mara in the middle, and Echo just like shoves the rest of the hot dog into her mouth, and you see her quickly like chewing it.
I think Mara still has the hot dog and still is.
I can go last if you want me to.
Yeah, I'll go second.
Great.
So it's okay. Grabs. You all walk towards. Identification. Metro cards.
Metro, I hand out my ID and card and say that my friend left her ID at home, so we're headed back.
Mara shoves the hot dog in her mouth
Headed to a friend's house.
and just
Ah.
pats.
I'll make sure to like scan my card twice for her so that she's already paid for as well as we're passing.
So IDs. We're good.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And friend forgot ID.
Yeah.
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 One of you is gonna have to make me a persuasion check.
I'll do that.
Listen,
Please,
we're
the one that can
supposed
do
to check
persuasion.
an ID of everybody that's coming through here. We can't let you through if you don't have ID.
What man? Everybody's out tonight. Oh man. Don't get a hot dog from up at the
17. So I say, yeah, it's our bad. We forgot to tell her to bring it. She's been a little bit out of sorts lately. But we're taking her back to her friends now.
Oh. Mara offers the hot dog to one of them.
Onyx will
That's-
cover
You
their
know what?
mouth.
Just go.
Thank you.
I don't get paid enough
Yeah.
for this shit.
Pretty sure.
So
that
true.
Yeah.
We scurry along.
All right.
Great.
I'm gonna ask
Follow.
as you go through. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask one of you to make me a perception check.
Just
None
one?
of none of us are good at it.
I know.
Who wants to do it?
Choose. Decide.
I'll do it. Because I've got the story dice
Redemption
on my side.
dice.
Yeah.
Right? Redemption. Oh. All right.
Just gotta be a 10.
Just gotta be
Just
the
gotta be
10.
10.
11.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what that face meant, and I was so scared.
I was watching. I got a 2 and a 3 first, and I was watching the last die spin.
Yeah.
The
And it landed
cops,
on 6.
the cops sort of nod to each other as you go, and you do see one of them sort of talking to a radio.
Okay.
Let's just
How-
get on a train.
Yeah. How thoroughly did they look at our tickets? Do I recall?
They look pretty. They look pretty thoroughly. A little less thoroughly when Onyx pointed out that your friend had lost the ID and sort of explained things, and then Mara helped by trying to proffer them a hot dog.
Okay. So there might be security either coming or yeah, we just need to get on the next train.
You know,
Okay.
roll out.
All right. You make your way onto the train. Doors close behind you. Make your way to the other side of the station. And you're gonna get off at the stop, or are you gonna get off at the stop before the stop after?
How close are the stops? Like, can we see, like, does it have a little diagram that tells us?
So the two stops are probably like, so there's a stop. There's like probably like a 10-minute walk, and then there's another stop.
Mm.
On bad days when the trains are running slow, you can run between the stations, and like if you miss one train, you might be able to catch the next one if you're fast about
Okay.
it.
10-minute walk's not bad.
I think we should get off before our stop because they might be waiting at the station where we're supposed to be getting off.
Yeah.
We didn't tell him where we were getting off, though, right?
They could see it on their tickets.
I mean, does it say on the tickets which stop we're getting off, or does it just say that
It's just
we're
kind of
on the?
It's just kind of
Yeah.
an open ticket.
Oh, okay.
Because it might be good to get off and then get onto a different train, like swap at a station in case they're looking for us to get off of that train.
And then double
Maybe I'm
back.
overthinking it.
No, that might be smart. Yeah, let's do that.
If we want to risk, if we running into a busker, then we certainly can, or like a flash dance.
Were you a busker before?
What? No.
Nothing. Okay.
I
Sure. Uh-huh.
mean, I can't say for what I did before I was died, but I don't think I was a busker.
Maybe you were. You don't.
Oh.
Amazing.
You know what SCA
Maybe
is.
you're one of those brides.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Anyways, so what's the plan, fam?
I think that
I mean,
if the,
no, you go, please.
let's say if the tickets don't say where we're supposed to be getting off at, then maybe we should just beeline it. Because we run the risk of them like going to every station regardless.
I mean, how about we ride until what our stop is, and then if we see activity out there, we just wait until the next stop and then get off.
Fair. That sounds right.
Like if it seems
Yeah.
sus.
Okay. The train closes the doors.
Among Us just came out.
Among Us.
It's 2020.
It's 2020.
Among Us.
Among Us is sweeping the nation. It's actually it's a game about little fungus. It's a fungus Among Us. A fungus.
No,
A fungus.
A fungus.
you can't be doing this for free, Anita.
This is
You as you reach your stop, I want another perception check.
Just one of us.
Yes. Choose.
all right. I'll do it.
I believe in you.
You believed good. You believed good. I also got 11.
Oh!
I have
Oh,
6,
okay.
a 4, and a 1. Yeah.
Does not appear to be any activity at the station.
Let's go. Right?
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We split up and get out, like, go and like split up in the cars and go out through different
I
doors
mean, sure.
in case there's like people we don't see. I don't know.
I don't know.
You make your way
Okay.
through
Yeah.
the station up the stairs.
I think we'll be good.
There's no activity in the station.
Outside the
Right.
station. How's it looking?
Sneaky.
Yeah. We don't want to stealth through the station. That's awkward if people see us.
Do we see any cameras in,
In
the
fact-
station?
Onyx?
Mm.
There's no police checkpoint at this station.
What?
Is that suspicious, or is that not suspicious? I'll point it out to everybody.
How often do we go to this subway station?
Pretty often. There's not usually a police presence here.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. Right? Probably.
Mhm.
It's late.
But as you
Are there
walk,
cameras?
as you walk out, yes, there are
Oh.
cameras. As you
Can I
walk
zap 'em?
out,
Oh.
you want to zap them? Make me a magic check.
Mhm.
Zap them.
10 exactly.
Ooh.
Jesus.
You zap a couple of cameras on your way up. But you realize why it was a little bit strange, why I mentioned that there was no cop presence at this station. Because nearing the top of the stairs, you see a group of corp security guards.
Hmm.
Weapons drawn. With a man in a suit. The same one you saw in the bar earlier.
And he sees us.
Wanted to
Back
say
to the
thank you
train.
for returning public property.
Oh.
Oh, we're calling people public property now.
Returning corporate property,
Corporate.
That's even worse.
of course.
Mm-mm.
Come along now. No one has to get hurt.
People aren't property.
Well, when you go through a lot of trouble to get a very specific person,
Oh, so you think you're obligated for ripping another person out of their own life?
I mean,
Sorry.
I personally wasn't responsible. I might have just tugged at a few strings here and there. Mara, dear,
Can I
Mm-mm.
look around very quickly to see if there's a way for us to like backtrack without getting mowed down immediately?
you make me a perception check. Make me another one of those little perception-y dealies. There's a lot of perception checks in this game.
Is there any like
Roll.
thing that says like how much time there is until the next train comes?
The train pulls away. And you do see that there is the sign that says next train arriving. It's going to be about 15 minutes to the next train.
Go down the tunnel.
The train
Ooh, that's
that
Run
you got
down the
off
tunnel.
is pulled away.
That's an 11.
Okay. There is an exit down the tunnel if you want to try and run down that direction.
How many guards are there?
Yeah.
There's the man in the suit who is unarmed, and then there's two guards on either side of him,
Mm-hmm. That's it?
and then off to one side on the platform, you can see there's a door opening where there are a few more coming out.
We gotta go now.
Is that behind us or in front of us?
That's to your left. To your right is the other side of the tunnel. There's no door on this side. It's like an emergency exit that's been propped open, and you see them coming in through there. But there's the tunnel that the train just went down.
Sometimes, entrances to different train stations and stuff will have like roll-up gate.
Mhm.
Is there a roll-up gate to shut off
Uh,
this station?
There is.
Do I see it?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Is it between us and them? Or can we easily get to a point where it's between us and them?
For narrative's sake, yes, it is between you and them.
Okay. So I'm gonna make eye contact with Echo real quick. If I clock that she's about to run, I will pull out my pistol and fire.
Hell yeah! Combat!
I want to run and zap
Gosh.
it and see if I can get the door to shut.
You're gonna try and zap it shut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The little
I'm gonna ask
electricity.
for a firearms check from our
Come on, Marco.
from
Our
Marco.
pro gamer.
This is one
Or
of his
just
things.
regular
Yeah.
guy. Regular
guy.
Regular guy.
So it's gonna be a shooting versus defense check, and I'm going to tell you right now that these. I'm just pulling up the stats.
Are you firing it like Death the Kid with like the pinky out?
Please, that's my guy.
Jeff the kid.
Average is 10.
No,
So it is a 10 to beat for defense.
I'm going to
Do
fire.
it.
I'm going to fire Counter-Strike style. Got an 11. Thank God.
One of these corporate security people, like the falls, gets
I'm just
hit,
trying to shoot him in the leg. Yeah.
gets grazed in the leg and drops to a knee, drops down. Next up, Echo, you wanted to try and zap the gate to have it shutter?
Yes. Oh, look. Someone in chat redeemed something.
I'll allow
Because
it.
she's been rolling like shit.
I'll allow your plus
Okay.
2.
I have 18k or more where that came from.
I never use those points. All right. All right, Zappy Zaps. Holy, but Jesus, fuck me. 3 2s plus 2 is only 8.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on.
I rolled 3 2s. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can also, if you've got
fix
enough
this.
points,
For
I can
magic?
also-
So you get an extra die in magic,
Oh,
right?
No.
Are you skilled in magic? No.
Yeah, I get the 3. That's it.
Oh.
What were you judging, Judge?
wait, no, Judge. Someone else has redeemed points in the chat.
That's
Does
a
that
10.
make it a 10?
I'll allow
A
it.
10.
I'll allow it.
Midnight.
For the story. It is midnight. It's true. It is getting late, so we're gonna have to wrap this up
Yeah.
real soon. You zap the gate. It shutters down. You bolt down. You all begin to run. Marco's laying down, covering fire as you all rush down this tunnel. Eventually, you find your way to an access main, and the man in the suit just sort of sighs and tisks as you all run away and turns
I
and
flip
walks
him
away
off.
from the turns and walks calmly up the stairs. You find your way to this maintenance hatch and you run up to the top. And Mara has summoned the sword back
Nice.
and rushes up the stairs with you all. You tuck around another corner. I'm going to ask you all to make me a stealth check, but this is going to be with 1 die less because you are actively being hunted.
Oh, that's terrible for me.
I feel like I can't use any of these dice. They're all dead to me.
I
Ooh,
will also
okay.
allow Becca to make a survival check.
Oh.
Lillian, make a survival check to see if you can
Yes.
find the exact right way for you to go to find your destination and dodge and just avoid these people entirely.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a 17.
Heck yeah. So remember when I said get one less die? 86 that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna roll just one more
Oh,
die on
okay.
top of
Yeah.
the 2 that I already rolled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll definitely pass.
Jesus Christ, I rolled like dog shit. That's an 11.
And go 14.
14.
Okay. So I
9.
initially, wait, 9 total.
Yeah.
Well, okay, because this is a group thing. We're fortunate,
It is
right?
group. It is group, so we'll average out.
I had initially rolled a 9, but then that extra die came out to be a 5, so 14.
Okay, so that does bump
Yes.
your average above to make
Yeah.
a net success. With and especially with Lillian. Lillian, you realize at like the last minute that like, oh no, there's gonna. If they're fast enough, they might be able to make it if we go
Yeah.
this way. But if we cut back this way, we should be able to dodge and avoid their avoid the patrols. And you make your way into this alley and into a sort of a back room of a building.
Mhm.
And you wait for a second. There's silence.
Sing.
You make your way out eventually. The last few blocks you needed to do. And the door opens up, and a young woman, red hair, green eyes, opens the door, and Jonah sent you?
Not
Morning.
Jonas,
No.
but
Jonah. Runs Jonah's
Yeah.
place, has a cat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on in. And ushers you all in to safety.
Oh.
All right. Thank you for
They're all thick.
getting Mara here.
hmm
They brought you here on purpose. You're
The young the young woman that let you into her apartment sort of grabs a sweater and puts it on. B, I'm gonna ask you to make a magic check.
okay.
I have a theory.
I have a theory.
13.
13? Magic feels wrong in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait,
and
no.
as she grabs her sweater, you can see that there is a mark on her back shoulder.
No, wait,
It's a
wait,
tattoo
wait.
that
Mara, get back.
moves. It's a tattoo that moves. No, calm down. Jonah sent you to
No.
me for a reason. I want to stop what my mother's doing as much as anybody else does. Hi, I'm Hecate Jones, and
I know who you
I
are.
want to take down my mother's corporation because of all the things that she's doing in my name. Will you help me?
Fuck yeah, it's a Friday.
And that's where we're going to end the session.
Ah,
Fuck yeah, it's a Friday. Fuck yeah, it's a Friday.
There it
I
is.
said it before, I'll say it again.
But that's been our Simply Six session. We're going to take down some corporations eventually. Maybe one day we'll turn that into this one shot into a several shot if you want. But that's been our game for this evening. Thank you all so much. We're going to go around. We're going to tell everybody who you are, where you can be found, and what you do on the internet. We are going to start in reverse order. We will start with Max.
I'm Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me here on Fridays, upcoming. You can find me in real life at KatsuCon in Washington, D.C. next weekend. Maybe with new cosplays if they decide to arrive in the mail on time. as I paid for, but it's not looking likely right now. And then I'm doing other stuff. In March, through March and April, you can find me on Take Your Roll doing a dual system campaign of Brinkwood and Urban Shadows, as well as with Apochromatic next month. On some other days of the week that I don't remember. I have a lot of stuff. I overbooked myself again. I didn't learn my lesson. But maybe next time I will. That's all.
All right. Next up, we've got Brandy or B.
I'm B. You can find me as Kind Ranger on the Twitter. That's about it. I'm out there right now. But we'll be here for the Growing of the Dim season 3 soon. Looking
Yeah.
forward to that very much. Very much.
Heck yeah. All right. Next up, we've got the wonderful Lillian, aka Becca.
Hello, I'm Becca, or Cool Armadillos. You can find me most places either with a zero as the final O or not, depending on a case-by-case basis. As for places you can find me on Mondays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 Pacific, at twitch.tv/talkingxp for Ravenloft Misfits, where I play a gremlin, basically. And on Saturdays, you can find me at twitch.tv/Gammarzilla Kong for Shadows of Sharn at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 Pacific, where I play Galen Law Morales. And then you'll, not this upcoming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, you'll be able to find me at twitch.tv/takeyourroll, for where I will be guesting again on Blood Tax, a Vampire the Masquerade game. I'm also the community manager over at that channel.
Heck yeah.
That's me. That's it.
Next up, Omnis or Chris.
Hey, my name is Chris, or Omnis. You can find me on the internet at OmnisX. It's OMNISX. On Twitter, it's with an underscore between the S and the X because apparently somebody had stolen my name, and we just love how that works here. You can find me on my Twitch channel occasionally. I've been trying to set up a schedule so I can play more frequently. I'll probably be on tomorrow playing Warsim, because I like strategy heavy games and this ASCII game is super good and I am that person. Other than that, just watch me be a cryptid online whenever I find the mental energy to post, because sometimes I have things to say.
Heck yeah. And I have been your judge for this evening, Anita. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Misses. You can find me here tomorrow for Morning Ritual, which is our TTRPG talk show. Our guest is going to be Black Girl Mage. We're going to talk to Lexi tomorrow. Very excited for that. You can also find me over on Pluto Cleric's channel for a Pathfinder 2E or not Pathfinder, Starfinder game that is titled The Weird Frontier. And you can find me Thursdays over on Cyberpunk Uncensored's channel for a Star Trek Adventures campaign that is run by the lovely game Mistress Winter. That's it. That's me. And occasionally you can also find me over on Gen Con TV, either behind the camera doing production or on screen for Table Takes Game Night. But you know, that's it. Also, I wrote a game. If you want to play a cute RPG for Valentine's Day, it is an RPG called Like a Box of Chocolates, which the core mechanic is whether or not you enjoyed the chocolate that you got in the box of Valentine's Day candy after you threw the map away. That's it. That's me. That's been our show, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to go on a raid. Who's online that we can go say hi to? Because it is pretty late. Is anybody still around?
Good question.
No, Madame Gandalf is online.
Yeah, Alex is online.
Into the channel.
Yeah, let's go say hi. Let's go say hi to Madame Gandalf. We are going to go say hi to our good friend, Madame Gandalf. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. You have all been a pleasure to play games with, and until next time, the system is down. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're clear.